Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for our Principal Recruitment listening session for our new STEM principal for Feaster Charter School. We're going to go through a process of providing an opportunity today for the community to provide input on the qualities, characteristics, and characteristics that the community is looking for in the new STEM principle. There are a couple of features to where you're going to be able to provide this input. We have a couple of thought exchanges. I'll explain what those are if you're not familiar with them, or if you have not already submitted a comment and or a question in the thought exchange. You will be able to also share a comment and or question on the chat here on Zoom during the meeting today. We will be archiving and recording this session also. So if you have a colleague, a parent, a friend who wasn't able to make it this afternoon, please let them know that this recording will be available. And also the thought exchange questions will also be available through the 24th of August, which is next Wednesday, I believe, for the community to continue to provide their input. Very important for us to hear from you all in regards to who we are looking for. So again, this is an opportunity to receive input from our Feaster Charter Committee for our new principal. Very important because the principal is going to be working on continuing to establish a safe environment, continuing to work to ensure that our staff has the resources and the professional development to support our students, while also ensuring that our students have all the resources at their reach in the classroom, on the playground, whenever they are in school, to also be successful. So thank you for joining us today. It's very important. We have some guiding questions that we are gathering input from. And these questions, if you have not already seen them, are being projected here on the screen here. Question number 1, what are some things you think Feaster Charter School is doing well, and what are some things that we should focus on in order to improve? So what's working and what do we want to improve? Number 2, or B, what are the most important skills and experiences our students need to prepare them for success in learning in life after promoting from Feaster Charter School? So this is, for the most part, our 8th graders, some of our 6th graders that leave and do not return for us with our middle school, and potentially for any student that may be leaving during their elementary years. If they have been with us for a few years, we want them to leave with skills that they're definitely going to be able to apply anywhere else that they go to. And then the third question, or C, what are the characteristics, skills, and qualities that you would like to see in the next principal of Feaster Charter School? I believe that these 3 questions capture the essence of what we are looking for. But however, if you feel that your comment or question is not applicable to some of these questions, you can still submit it, and we will find a way to ensure that it is included in our data as we search for our new principal. So these are the guiding questions. And what's going to happen for us to get the input is that you will have to go to one of these links. These links are on the chat already. There's 3 of them. And the reason that there's 3 of them is because each link pertains to one of the questions. So when you open up the link, you'll know what the difference is by reading the question and then submitting your responses to that question. So there are, again, 3 links, 1 link per questions. And again, these links, although you cannot, they're not hyperlinked for you on the screen, they are hyperlinked and available on the chat. And also they were also sent to you on one of the school messengers from the Feaster office this past weekend as well. If you still do not have access to them, you can always call the front office and we will make sure that you get them. So just to remind you all, these links are opened through August 24th. They're open-ended questions. You can submit your questions and or comments at any time. One of the neat things about this thought exchange also is that you can also rate the other comments from other individuals. That helps us because the program itself will identify the priority comments and or questions so that we are not doing that on our own here at Feaster Charter School. So it's more objective of a process than subjective. So we're really trying to make sure that we capture, again, the essence of the needs that the community is looking for. So the neat thing about this platform is that you can rate other comments and then it'll help to prioritize them as well. I will go ahead and review the current responses in just a bit. I just want to go through this process here. So we're going to go through an interview process. So currently we are sitting an interview panel of parents, staff, and administration. This is a cross-section of the stakeholders here at Feaster Charter, and we want all stakeholders to take an active role in our recruitment of our next administrator. We will then, the panel will then be making, they will be then interviewing the candidates and will be making recommendations to the executive director, which is myself, to make the final decision based on the recommendations that are brought forth by the interview panel. And of course, this is also going to be approved by our charter board as well. And again, the goal is to have our new principal starting sometime in September, which is September is already 2 weeks away from right now. So we're looking to hopefully have our new principal ready and able to start sometime in September so that we can continue the work of educating our students and ensuring that our community has all the resources that they require and need. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit this presentation here, and I'm going to go to the first thought exchange, and I'm going to go over the data so that you can see what has been shared so far, okay? So this thought exchange is on the first question. What are some things you think Feaster Charter School is doing well, and what are some things we should focus on in order to improve? As you can see, and by the way, this question has received the most comments. So 32 participants, 33 thoughts, and a total of 347 ratings. So really helpful for us. Again, it's very objective, and it gives us the data without us having to filter it. It's filtered for us. It shows us here the breakdown of the participants. 60% parent guardian, 34% staff member, and then community member 6% as well. And again, this is what's called a word cloud. So the words that pop out from the comments and questions that are posed: respect, organized, children, many, people, outside. You'll see where these words come from as I share some of the comments that have been already posed. So here are the key thoughts to this first question. And I'm just going to read them verbatim. So there's an algorithm to this program. So please understand that there are potentially some grammatical errors here, but it's not anything that I've done. This is the algorithm and what the program has given us. So first key thought, and you can see that this is a rating of 4 stars, 10 individuals rated it, and this is ranked number 1 out of 30 thoughts, okay? So the first thought is greater training for teachers and workers so that they do not treat children with due respect. I assume, you know, that we want to ensure that children are being treated with respect, right? So thank you for that comment to whomever made it and all the individuals who rated it. The second priority there is I really like the education programs they have about that. I have no complaint, but during the return to school, there was a lot of worry since, again, to give more clarity to this, they are given many cases of contagion, and I think they are not taking the correct measures since outside when leaving the children and picking them up. So I I get that this has to do with COVID and some of the cases that we are reporting. And it's important because it is what is on the mind of everyone right now. So yes, we want our new principal to continue to be cognizant of the needs that the community has and the concerns that the community has around COVID and how we're dealing with that. The third priority, again, it has to do with pickup and drop off. The walk-up car pickup is a total mess. Thank you for that honesty. It is not organized and there may be an accident soon. We concur with you that we need to continue to improve upon that. We're doing our very best. And again, this is why we need administration to help us determine what the best course of action is, working with the community, working with the city to try and find a solution to the traffic situation that we're currently dealing with. Be reminded that we have 1,100 students and many cars that are picking up their kids after school. So we're cognizant of that. Again, some of the themed portions of the responses are themed around children. Children are very important. This is our customer base, this is who we work with. Classes and learning, professional development. Unthemed means that the program couldn't really categorize the comments. So, but there were, looks like 6.5 responses in this area. Our Feaster Mind Labs, for those parents who know what Mind Labs are, it's the enrichment program for our VAPA and our STEM programs, which seems to be quite popular. And I'm glad it was brought up again. It's important to the community that we continue to ensure that our students have these opportunities. And of course, the pickup drop off of students in the morning and after school. We understand that's a priority. Again, themes by the STAR score, meaning the priorities, right? So the Mind Labs, again, come to priority. Classes and learning, meaning that teachers have the facilities, the resources to teach, and the students also have those available. Children are important. And again, since it is the beginning of the school year, we know that drop off and pickup again is looming in the mind of everyone. And again, just some thoughts here on the Feaster Mind Labs. Just it's the extracurricular activity that students are getting. It's helping to focus on character strengths, and it involves all students. So this program really helps us prioritize the information that we get. Classes and learning, again, making sure that students who lack some of the learning are getting the additional support in the after school programs, which we have started. We want to continue to make sure we have the administration to be able to manage that. Part of our program, having more learning projects, more hands-on, I assume, and of course, having more bilingual classes. I know that we have parents who are wanting to have their kids learn Spanish by joining our immersion program. So we will be looking at expanding at that immersion program. There's another comment that was thrown in here also about potentially having a police officer outside during morning drop off and pickup to hopefully have parents help them, remind them of the traffic laws that we should all be abiding by. So again, we appreciate these comments. These are unthemed thoughts that weren't able to be placed in a category, but again, maintenance of surroundings, the maintenance of the facilities, and again, this second comment here has to do with COVID and our reporting of cases to the community and the concern that parents have over how we're managing the situations. And yesterday we did have a community town hall also to go over our COVID protocols. And I know that some of you may or may not have been able to join us yesterday, but again, that recording is available as well. If you'd like to see how we're managing the protocols for COVID. And again, making sure that kids are protected. And again, this has to do with COVID, making sure that they're safe, making sure that we're also securing our campus, not allowing, as they say here, so many, crazy people out in the world from coming onto campus. And we're definitely always ensuring that safety is a priority for our students. And then children, again, very important. They need teachers need greater training in order to work and treat children with respect. Again, the education programs are great, but the complaints about the return and the COVID situation and our facilitation of the ingress and egress opportunities for students, and then again, the car pickup in the morning and afternoon, or drop off and pickup in the afternoon. Again, similar situation here. The thoughts pickup is slow. We understand. Thank you. And just some final thoughts here is that next steps is we'll be considering this data here, and all this data will be shared with our interview panel. That was the one question. Okay, so just know that we're taking a lot of your input into consideration. The second question: what are the characteristics, skills, and or qualities you would like to see in the next Feaster, in the next principal for a Feaster charter school, right? So again, this is more to the qualities of the individual person. Again, 21 participants, 17 thoughts, 106 ratings. And again, the breakdown of the participation of the membership of the community. And then also, again, some of the keywords that come out: parents, empathy, committed, community, connect, communicate, collaborate, administrate, listen. To read a few out loud for you all. The ones that are highlighted and the ones that are in bigger print are the ones that rise up with more importance. Okay. And again, key thoughts here: a principal should be open to listen and get to know other administrators, staff, and parents and students. Of course, relationships are key to the work that we do here. Somebody who's friendly, dedicated, who's committed to teamwork, has good manners and desire to improve the school. Somebody's comment here, we appreciate it, that is in decline. I would, beg to differ, but, I appreciate everyone's honesty on that. It helps us understand the sentiment of the community. Thank you. And empathy. We have a large staff and a large community to connect with, so that is very important. Thank you for anyone who has shared that. And you can see again, these are the top rated comments and questions from our community. And again, the themed thoughts here, and you'll see more that also one of the qualities is that you're looking for somebody who's bilingual, who can communicate with the community, somebody who communicates empathy, who's going to help improve our programs and knowing the parents. And also, let me just continue on here. Principal room previous. I'm not sure exactly what that is stating, but it'll share it over here. So again, this is just our themes by category. You can see that they're pretty average. And again, the key thoughts: empathy, kindness and empathy, and then empathy and with the community. So empathy seems to be huge. And I would agree with that same sentiment as well. And again, helping to improve our school, again, finding somebody who's dedicated, who's committed to teamwork, and knows that their task is really to improve our school climate and our school community, and somebody who's innovative as well. And again, somebody who's bilingual. That came out very clear. Knowledge about charters as well, very important. We are a charter school. And again, bilingual seems to also come up a lot more. And this thought here: a principal should be open to listen and know administrators, parents, and staff and students as well. So somebody who is a good listener, somebody who's able to build relationships, and somebody who understands how to work with parents. I assume regulations for students and parents. So basically, I think ensuring that parents understand what our expectations are, what our protocols and procedures are, I believe, and students also knowing what the rules are. And again, just this last thought here, again, the strength, the principal should be able to command a room with respect. Of course, somebody who's a leader and somebody who has restorative practices and experience, as somebody commented here, who can work on mending relationships that should be mended according to certain members of our community. And that's the second question on the characteristics and qualities that we're looking for in the the principal. And our third thought exchange, the question here are, what are some of the most important skills and experiences our students need to prepare them for success in learning and life after promoting from Feaster Charter School? This is, you know, this is the crux of the matter of the work that we do, ensuring that our students are going to be prepared to excel at anything that they are confronted with once they leave Feaster Charter. That is our mandate, and that is what we're working for. And we're looking for another leader to support us with this effort. So again, the number of participants, thoughts, and ratings, the breakdown of the percentage of the community participation on this question, the word cloud, again, growth, learn, academic improvement, peers, know, and so on. And the key thoughts: explore different careers. So we hear that our community wants to make sure that our students have availability and access to learn about different career choices. That is part of our charter as a STEM and VAPA charter school, to give students opportunities to know that there are many different avenues and possibilities for them. And what they're doing with us here in their K through 8th grade experience is really, having an opportunity to dab into the different types of jobs that they may have available for them, whether they're in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and or visual and or performing arts. And also, again, they want us to ensure that our kids are bilingual in reading and writing and speaking, that they develop their self-esteem, that they improve their personal selves and their academic acumen, and as well as personal finances. And I believe we do that. For those of you that know what AVID is, we are an AVID school also. We definitely do that, but I think what we need to do is work on communicating our programs more to you all, so that you have more of an awareness of everything that we are doing. But there's definitely a lot, and this helps affirm the work that we're doing. Again, also opportunity for higher education, manners, both at home and at school, better vocabulary and respect amongst classrooms. So our next leader is definitely going to be working on character development and ensuring that our students, again, are aware of what their possibilities and opportunities are as they promote from our school. We can see here, again, learning, writing, social skills, respecting, growth mindset. I'll skip this one here. And then just, again, some of the differences. Again, this is just repetitive, but again, experience in different careers, higher education, and also inclusion. And again, learning to write, learning to be social. And again, resilience and growth mindset come up. Resilience, again, the ability to adapt. And that's definitely what our students have been doing in the last, you can almost say almost 2 years now with COVID happening, and having a growth mindset, which is also part of our character development program here at Feaster Charter as well. And again, we will be using this data to provide our interview panel with the context of what our community is looking for. At this point, I am going to allow for an opportunity for anyone in the community who is here available to unmute themselves if you would like to add any comments or ask any questions. We may not have answers to your questions at this time because we're not trying to provide answers to questions. Again, we're just trying to field the questions to gather input for our interview panel. Hopefully this has been helpful for everyone who's joined us this afternoon. But again, at this moment, I'd like to open up for any further comments and or questions. I don't see any comments or questions added on the chat. But again, also these links are available through the 24th of August. I'll be honest in saying that we rarely get questions asked during these sessions, but we want to build your confidence out in the community to not to not be hesitant about coming to our forums or events that are live either through Zoom or through Microsoft Teams. We want you to ask questions. So understand that we really learned from you all. But right now, if there aren't any further questions, I do appreciate the fact that you were able to join us today to listen. To understand what the process is that we are taking to identify and hire our new principal to support our community. Please feel free at any point in time to engage with us through email, coming to the front office when you're able to, of course, with masks, since we're still with COVID, so that we can ensure to respond to your queries, your questions, your comments that you may have. I'm going to say thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon. Again, I appreciate you all, and we are going to be concluding our principal recruitment listening session. For today, we will be, again, sharing all this data with our interview panel, which will be composed of parents, staff, being teachers and classified employees, and as well as some of our admin that is important that were part of the panel, of course, as well. And we will be communicating these results to the greater community sometime in September to introduce our new leader, STEM principal for the community. Thank you again for joining us. We appreciate you all, and we wish you all a great evening, and we'll see your students tomorrow morning.